This is Thomas Lyons from Raps on TV, down here in the Haringey Irish Centre in Tottenham for their Finchley's home boxing show. Fortunate to be joined by one of their elite amateurs, Fawad. Firstly, Fawad, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. How you doing? You alright?
Thank you. Good. Introduce yourself to the platform. Who is Fawad and what's your ambitions in the amateurs so far?
Well, my name is Fawad Noor. I'm a two-time national champion. I box for Finchley's Amateur Boxing Club. I started boxing around 4 years ago. My goal is to go onto the 2024 Olympics. Just try my best, win as many fights as possible, and then hopefully soon turn pro.
And in terms of your amateur pedigree so far, talk to me a little bit about your amateur background, how many fights you had, what club you've been affiliated with, and throughout that kind of journey in the amateur.
Well, I started boxing in 2015, and late 2015, so I just turned 15 years old. I've had, well, today will be my 28th fight. I had 27 fights. I've won about around 20 something. I won about 20, 22, 23. I won, and so far it's been going good. I won two national titles. I won the junior ABAs and I won the senior novices. So far it's going good, very, very good. And my goal is to go on, like I said, go on box on Olympics, box for my country in what, 5 years now? 5 years from now, and hopefully just become pound for pound best amateur boxer, best pro boxer.
So that's the goal, to be a pound for pound champion. And
to be the best boxer, because a lot of people have goals of being the richest boxer or the most flashiest boxer. My goal, I don't really care about the money. Obviously, I want money. Obviously, I want to make sure my family are happy, make sure my family are healthy, eating well. But my main goal is to just become the best boxer in the history books. I mean, I want to say Fawad Noor, best boxer. No one can compare to him. I want to be, even though Muhammad Ali is the greatest boxer, but I want to say in boxing terms, someone like Lomachenko, one of the best boxers that ever lived. In my opinion, he is the best boxer that ever lived. I want them to put me amongst them names. Lomachenko, Sweet Pea, all the Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. I want to be amongst the greatest of all time.
And in terms of Finchley's Amateur Boxing Club as a gym, very reputable gym. You've seen in the last kind of 5-6 years the wealth of amateurs that have come through the ranks and made that transition to the pros. I'm sure obviously you're in the gym every day, the atmosphere.
I see it's getting bigger. Like, even though I don't like it so much where there's more kids because it's just so much more packed in it, but where day by day the gym is getting more packed. Atmosphere is great. Not sometimes it can get annoying because there's too many people in the gym, but boy, we're getting, because we got so much, because we got a lot of history from the club. Like for example, Anthony Joshua, we had the Olivers, you know what I mean?
Mason
Smith as well, doing great in his pro career so far, 3-0. We also got Shannon Courtney, who came from Finchley, who signed with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. So we got a lot of history, so we see new faces through the door every day.
Yeah, it's great, man. And obviously talking about the transition from the amateurs to the pros, see Mason Smith, unbeaten prospect, coming through the ranks, signed with British Warriors and Mo Pryor. So I mean, in terms of your ambitions for the pro ranks, what are you looking to kind of achieve? The end objective, is it to become a world champion and reach
my goal is to become undefeated in so many different weight categories. I want to go from start off at 147 and go up all the way to, like, for example, 160 and so on, become super middleweight, just grab all the belts I can in all divisions, so no one could argue that I wasn't the best. Because at the end of the day, my goal is to be the best out of every single boxer, and I just want to beat everyone I can as possible. I want to grab all the belts, that I want to become undefeated. I want to become pound for pound best boxer, grab the WBC, IBF, WBO, all the belts I can. I want all of them. They're all mine.
And I mean, in terms of Finchley again as a club, from your perspective, what makes the atmosphere in the gym, the liveliness in the gym, the energy in the gym generated by the boxers that come in from all age groups to all abilities, what makes that unique in terms of going forward?
Finchley is a bit different than other clubs, because I mean, in Finchley, like when you go to shows, for example, you'll see all the clubs are in different sections. So you'll see Finchley over here, you'll see Broadshire over there, St Albans over there. And the difference between Finchley and all these other clubs is there's life in Finchley, meaning we're like a family. We'll have our music playing out loud, everyone's smiling. When you look at other clubs, they're all very serious, you know what I mean? They're all very serious, they look angry, they look depressed. but eventually we're all smiling, we're all happy, it's like a family. And at the end of the day, we're all winning. You know what I mean? We'll have 7, 8 boys boxing, and we have like 6 or 7 winners. You know what I mean? Maybe 1 loser, but we have like 4 different knockouts. Eventually up there, like it's more than just a boxing club, it's a family.
Yeah, definitely. You've obviously got top quality trainers, the likes of Javon, Sean Murphy, and the array of trainers that have kind of come into to and from the gym, the gym, etc. But yeah, talking about the community vibe, the integration within the gym. I mean, what separates that from the rest of the clubs in London? But also the fact that you've come down to the gym, you're wearing the merch, and I see you shining. But like, what's making that tick for you particularly? What makes that structure, that environment, that routine work for you? Like, why is it
well,
being so beneficial?
Like I said before, like Finchley, we're like a family, and Sean, Gary, G, we've got Lyons, we've got all the different coaches. It's not just boxers and coaches, it's to an extent you see it as son and father. You know what I mean? You see little brother and big brother. Like G, I see him the same as I see my older brother. I see Sean and Gary like the same as the same way I look at my dad. Exactly like that. I look at them like they're my dad, like they're my second dad, and that's all I could ask for now, because when my dad says something, I'll do it straight away without hesitating. So when I hear them say something, if I hear them say you gotta eat this or you gotta do that, you gotta run, you gotta do this, I don't think about it, I just do it. They say jump, I say how high, I just do it straight away. And when you have that, there's a special bond there, you know what I mean? Because it's not just boxer and coaches. There's a strong bond there, if you know what I mean.
Now, fair play, man. Respect. You got a good attitude, and you got good charisma and good. Yeah, now fair play to you, man. But yeah, just moving on. I mean, you mentioned there welterweight. Is that the kind of weight you're looking to campaign at in the amateurs, or?
Well, that's right now. I weigh 170 kg, so that's around about 154.
Okay, so light middles.
Yeah, but then I could more like super welterweight.
Okay, cool.
I could always drop down. A bit of weight, and the reason when I turn pro, I want to drop a little bit of weight is just so I could box in all the different weight categories. I could box I could beat everyone. That's what I want. I want, like, for example, I see Lomachenko. He started off, I think it was 130 or 125. He started off in it. He started off very light, and then he's going up to 140. You know what I mean? So coming up 135. He's 3-time world champion now. So that's what I want to do. I want to beat everyone in every single weight category that's possible.
You talk about Lomachenko, obviously a great resume. He's fought the best in the division. He had that upset, that kind of obstacle in his way against Orlando Salido. Moved on, fought the best in the division, Gary Russell Jr., talking Mariaga, Jorge Linares as well, another pound for pound great. So, I mean, in terms of this weekend, obviously, Lomachenko, Anthony Crolla, who are you picking for that fight?
I'll say Lomachenko, mainly because I feel like Lomachenko is very much smarter, and even though the amateur and pro games are completely different, he's had almost 400 amateur bouts, so he's got a lot of experience. So I say Lomachenko mainly because of the fact he's very much smarter a boxer, and he treats the game like a chess match rather than checkers. He doesn't just go out there, he thinks about everything he does. He feints, he moves his head well. He's an all-round perfect fighter in my opinion.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, down here for the Finchley home show, have you any idea of your opponent?
I don't know who he is, I know what club he's from Malmesbury. I boxed a kid from Malmesbury before, I lost, but both my coaches and their coaches said I won. A couple of the crowd when I boxed there said I won. So it happens in amateur game, people get robbed. You know what I mean? So, but I'm boxing another kid from Malmesbury, doing my first 3-minute rounds. So hopefully I do well with it.
I mean, that kind of leads into my next question about the kind of amateur scene. You talk about the judges in boxing, particularly with the Olympic cycle. You obviously saw Michael Conlon, kind of the controversy behind that. Various other kind of decisions in the past with scorecards have kind of been, pick and choose kind of who you thought won the fight. But in a way, do you, what's your opinion on the judging at the moment in boxing? Do you think it kind of paints a bit of a bitter taste in, leaves a bit of a bitter taste in his mouth?
Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit iffy, you know what I mean? It could be a bit weird, but overall from my experience it hasn't been too bad. But I have seen some boxers where they've outboxed their opponents completely and they've lost, but it's all you can do as a boxer is do your best, because at the end of the day you don't control what the judges, well, you kind of do, but you don't control what the judges write. You know what I mean? Everyone sees it from a different point of view. So I can't go back and bash them for what they've seen. You know what I mean? From their eyes, they might have seen something else. But I know what you mean. For a lot of times there's been bad decisions, but that's just part of boxing. You know what I mean? It always happens. It happens in football where someone will get fouled and the referee will look away. You know what I mean? It happens everywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? It's part of life. It's part of boxing.
Yeah. Just before I get you to kind of wrap up your social media outlets, but before that, tonight, obviously, God willing, you come through with the victory, and talk about sort of, I suppose, like look at tonight's performance, but also looking ahead to maybe the next 5-6 months in terms of a short-term ambition. What are you looking to do? I mean, you've got the Haringey Box Cup coming up in the summer. I'm not too sure about the affiliation with the clubs, but in terms of the amateur scene, are you looking to kind of take it by storm?
Well, mainly I think about it because I used to think about it as a whole, rather now I just think it as one fight at a time. Because I feel like when I do that, I do so much better rather than thinking about 10 fights down the line. Because God forbid, but I might, after today, I might break my hand or break my leg and might not be able to box again. So I just think of it day by day, fight by fight, round by round. You know what I mean? And in terms of the Haringey Box Cup, I can't really fight in there because I'm part of that. Finchley'S part of the Lyons. However, I just heard 20-30 minutes ago that we might be going to California or somewhere in America for a box cut. So
and obviously got the wild card gym out there, so you may never know experience.
100%. Even going out there, not even fighting, but sparring will be a lot of experience. Very, very good. But hopefully we go out to America because I've never been to America, but I always want to go to America, box there, be unbelievable.
Best of luck for tonight. I hope you come away with the victory, and I appreciate you giving us some of your time. Raps on TV. Just want to shout out your social media outlets to the fans.
Snapchat is FN Boxing, Instagram FN Boxing. Just follow me on that. That's all I'm on. Instagram and Snapchat mainly. FN Boxing.
Top man. Make sure you tune in and like, follow, and subscribe. And obviously follow the Finchley boxing journey and see how what kind of route we're going to embark on. It'll be good to see. Thomas Lyons, Raps on TV. Fawad, appreciate you giving me some of the time, brother.
Thank you.
And take care of yourself. And obviously tonight, good luck. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Top man.
Thank you.